Wesley, we're going to talk about. I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. Hold on a second. When it comes to finishing a project, you said you
Mhm.
had shot Kill Would Be Killed, which is the video you recently released a couple days ago. You shot that 2 years ago, and you finished
Yep.
editing 6 months ago. That's a long. It was close to like a 20-minute short film, so there's a long
16, yep.
yeah, there's a long gestation period there.
Yeah.
How how far do you pick it apart? Do you do or what's your process for when you finish the first cut? Um,
hmm
do you show it to others? Do you show it to just your fiance and say, "Am I horrible?" That's usually what I do. I show it to my wife and I'm like, should I stop?
Yeah. So basically once I finish the first cut, what it really depends on per project how I send stuff out for feedback. But Kill or Be Killed, I got the first cut done and I was looking at it and I was just like, this is not good.
Hmm.
I knew that it needed a lot more work, but I also wanted to get it out to the people's opinions that I trust, and um, I can I can trust on them to give me honest feedback. A lot of times, whenever you ask someone for feedback, you don't want to hear "great job" because
Yeah,
that's never the truth. You want people that are going to be like, "Well, this shot doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever." Sorry for cursing.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I know it's cool, but like, oh, this doesn't fit. This I've been there.
Exactly. So you want people that are going to give you that honest feedback and tell you where you're messing up. But a lot of times you kind of know in the back of your head like what's wrong and what you need to fix. You just kind of need to hear it from another source to kind of verify your thoughts a little bit. So I spent a long time trying to find the right pacing of the film, and that's kind of what took the most time editing. Is the chase scenes in particular were incredibly hard to kind of get the pacing right
Mm.
because they were just really long. And so a lot of it was me sending the chase scenes to my music composer, since he kind of has a better idea of music rhythm. He would send me something to kind of lie underneath the tracks, and then I could start kind of really trimming the clips and trying to find the correct length for the individual shots. And it was really just a game of just fine tuning everything, and it took a really long time. And kind of going back to what you were saying about picking your stuff apart, I failed a lot on this short film, and I'm actually releasing a video in the coming weeks detailing like 5 big areas I failed in this short film. Um, and I think you would find this video relatable as well. It's a lot of things like um, sorry, let me gain
Alright.
my
It
thought.
sounds like a very brave thing to post. I was recently talking with another filmmaker who says, he was wearing multiple hats and he failed on one thing
Mhm.
because of that. And I should have asked what it was, but that wasn't the discussion. Um,
There were a couple parts in the movie that were just maybe a little too ambitious for our budget level, is what I
okay.
guess what I was trying to say. And like the whole idea of the film is that there's people kind of in this survival game where they're forced to kill each other, but also there's a bunch of traps and stuff set up throughout the woods that they're kind of against, the traps, and they're against the people too. But the trap portion of the film didn't work at all. We tried to
Hmm.
build these props and they looked silly.
Oh, well,
So,
it's good that, I commend you for being able to take something out because I know it sounds like you put a lot of work into it, and
yeah.
sometimes you can really, when you write something and spend all that time shooting it, you it's got to be in there. Well, this
Yep.
is how it's always been. But it's good that you were able to analyze it or use your
Hmm.
feedback loop
Yeah.
to get.
At the beginning of that, I spent a lot of time trying to diagnose, like, how can we make this stuff work? But in the end, it was just like, just get rid of it. That's the best thing for the movie, for the
Sure.
story overall.
Yeah, you have to do what's best for the film.
Mm.
I have cut entire scenes and scenes and scenes and scenes at times,
Yep,
and it hurts. But
it does. They say kill your darlings, right?
you've got to, and
Yep.
don't be precious about certain things. I've gone through a lot of notes and a
Mm.
couple rounds of feedback for the TV pilot that I just finished,
Mm.
and sometimes I would hear the same notes, and when taking feedback, it can be difficult because you've spent so much time, especially if you're editing. You spent so much time with this project.
It's your baby, as they say, right?
It's your baby, and if someone tells you that baby is fugly, it's not
Which they do.
it's not going to go over well. So
Yep.
I'll usually need like a day to kind of like sulk and analyze. Just shit. Have the
Absolutely.
hamster go around in its wheel in my brain and figure out. Um, I'll try every single note. I'll try
Mhm.
every single note, and usually, when there is a note, the answer that you're given is like the first thing that comes off the top of someone's head,
Mhm.
which a lot of times is the cliched way to fix something. But I think what you need to take away from that as a filmmaker is that section isn't working.
Right.
So the note that is given, the way it was given, maybe the possible offhand fix for it, that might not work.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that the note is not of value because
Right.
something is not working. So, try something else. See if you can get it. See if you can solve the underlying issue where someone says, "This part was weird," or "You should have done this differently."
Right. And I get going back to Kill or Be Killed taking so long to get through the post production process. On one hand, it sucks that it did take so long because I had so many people that were involved in the process constantly kind of asking for updates, and it's just like, well, we're just not quite there yet. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you feel bad that everyone that worked so hard and put a lot of time and effort into your movie haven't gotten to see it yet. At the same time, I'm thankful that it did take so long because it really allowed me the time to digest the issues and kind of come up with solutions that were for the betterment of the entire story and made for a better final product.
Good. Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much for chatting with me, Wes. This has been awesome, been fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This is exciting what you're doing.
Yeah, similar minds and all that. Good stuff. Yeah, I hope we can chat again when we have other shit to talk about.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Dive into style and stuff then too.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's bookmark it. Thanks for being on the show, Wes. So we've got Wesley Mellott. He is a filmmaker from the that's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. And where can we find your stuff, Wesley?
So if you search us on YouTube, it is Thinking Art Entertainment on YouTube. We have tons of short films, behind the scenes content on those short films, and also we have tutorials and gear reviews as well on our YouTube channel. And you can also find us on Instagram, and that is at Thinking Art Ent, Thinking Art ENT, and also on Facebook at Thinking Art Entertainment.
They've got some great content, so be sure to check them out, and I'll have links in the description. Thanks again for going indie depth.